I have now been driving my VW Polo 9N for 8 years. It was back in 2017 that I got that car, and it's been basically perfect for me ever since. But today I have some very special news for you. I have a new daily driver. And I don't mean a car that's been given to me, a press car, anything like that. No. My car. Like a car that I own, I insured myself on, etc. I have a new daily to replace the Polo from a day-to-day perspective. What happens to the Polo, we'll get onto that at some point in the future. Today we're going to focus on the new car, why I got it, what it is, what it needed to do, all that kind of stuff. Let's get straight into the video. Now obviously right now you will find me driving a Toyota GR Yaris. Is that my new daily driver? Sadly not. If you've watched my recent video driving this car, reviewing it, I have had the best time. And I've just finished that review and I'm now driving back to Motorland where I have my new car parked. I didn't buy it from Motorland. We'll get onto cost much later in this video, right at the end. I just happened to drive it to them today. Now, why has the Polo 9N been such a good car to me for so long? Well, there are two things that I really care about when it comes to a car. Number one, it needs to be cheap. And when I say cheap, I mean that in every sense of the word. I mean, if you watch this YouTube channel, you know I love cheap cars. The fact that the Polo is cheap to run, cheap to maintain, and it cost me £400 to buy in the first place makes that car pretty much perfect within that category. And then second of all, I like driving slow cars fast. I love driving fast cars fast. I would much rather drive this GR Yaris every day than the RS6 that I drove recently or the F-Type. Yeah, they are both unreal cars that I really enjoyed driving, but when it comes down to it, you can't stretch your legs out on the roads, and I find that a real shame. I like stretching the legs of a car. But the Polo, basically whatever I do, does not have the power, the legs, the minerals to really cause any danger out on the roads. The car gets to 60 in, like, I think we clocked it at 18 seconds or something ridiculous. It is not a quick car in the slightest. It's missing some creature comfort, sure, it's from 2002, it's not got everything it needs, and I've been very vocal about the things that I don't like about that car, but at its core, that thing is exactly right. It is a car that gets me from A to B, and I can have fun driving it, and it's been the foundation of this YouTube channel. One major problem with it, as I have recently become a married man, I say recently, we've been married for 1.5 years now, my wife doesn't like it. I couldn't possibly tell you why. She doesn't like getting out of the car at a nice fancy hotel and getting someone to valet the car when everyone else is in Audis and BMWs and Mercedes and all the other kind of stuff. I personally don't have a problem. I'll more than happily get someone to valet my my 2002 Polo box. Doesn't faze me at all. But as you know, happy wife, happy life and all that. So nice to get her in something that makes her feel a little bit more special and she feels more comfortable and not embarrassed by it in the way that the Polo can be embarrassing, because it's a bright blue, not very good looking car that you'd expect a 17-year-old to be running around in and then moving on from within 1 year of driving because they probably crashed it or something like that. So my new car had to tick the box of basically keeping the wife happy. It also had to be reliable, obviously. It had to be cheap to maintain, cheap to run, all that kind of stuff, and it had to be slow enough that I wouldn't get into trouble driving it on a day-to-day basis. Doesn't need to be super practical, but it'd be nice to have a bit of practicality out of it as well, just so that I can like use it as a bit of a pickup truck when I need to. So summarize, needs to look good, needs to be pretty slow, needs to be cheap to buy, cheap to maintain. Oh, and final thing, my wife would need to be comfortable driving it as well. Why doesn't she want to drive the Polo? Well, because she thinks the Polo is going to break down every time she even sees it. It's never broken down, by the way, just she thinks it's going to break down, because it does, to be fair, at times look like it's going to break down. And it's had a few problems, like the exhaust has snapped in half recently. Could have fixed that sooner, but I haven't yet. The blowers, doesn't have aircon, can also be intermittent with their operation and often aren't hot enough or cold enough. So again, I understand from a comfort perspective that might be tough for some, not for me. So I get it. She needs a car as well that she'd be comfortable in to cruise around in and to drive away when I am out in the GTA or whatever. So with all that verbiage in mind, let me introduce you to my new daily driver. So yeah, say hello to my new, to me, 2017 plate Audi TT S-Line. This is the perfect Polo, I mean TT, for the jobs I've just outlined. Exterior spec is pretty simple, nice clean grey with the multi-spoke alloys as well, which by the way have been absolutely ruined. Something for me to deuce the car and get it looking spick and span again. Plus I live in London, I love a good curb. You have seen the alloys on my Polo no doubt, and they are in some jeopardy. But yeah, I mean, there's not much more to talk about. Obviously I didn't actually buy it from Motorland, but shout out them regardless, because they let me drive loads of nice cars. Just got out of that GR Yaris obviously. But yeah, not a crazy shout home spec on the exterior, nice and simple, just not an aggressive blue that's going to upset the wife. And when we jump inside the car, we get a really lovely spec in here too. The dual material S-Line seats, the S-Line wheel with the flat bottom. We've got the virtual cockpit, obviously there's no screen here, which I really like, keeps it nice and clean. I like this just being clean and simple and minimalist in here. Bit plasticky all around and whatever, but net a very nice and comfortable place to be, unless you are in the rear of the car. Maybe we should try and see if I can fit in those seats. So I've not tried this at all so far. Oh, getting my feet in is hard enough. Okay, we're in. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not in. We're not in, lads. I'll be real with you. I honestly don't understand why they gave these things rear seats outside of for insurance. I am in a lot of pain. I may have to sue Audi for the irreversible damage caused to my neck. Sick. Plenty of storage space, as with many VW Group cars. You can stick stuff all over the place in this, which is perfect. And of course it's a 6-speed manual as well. And so this is it, the daily replacements for the Polo. Oh, and before we go, actually there is a little something I wanted to do to the car to christen it and welcome it to the channel. Let's get that bad boy up there, that one there, and of course that one there. Now we can go for a drive. Now, of course, there are multiple different engine options that come with this TT generation, this Mark III TT. You get the 2.5 turbocharged inline 5 in the RS. You get the 2-litre turbo inline 4 in the S, or some of the other standard TTs. This, however, is the 1.8 litre TFSI, so turbocharged inline 4, which makes 177 brake horsepower, gets to 60 in around 6.7 seconds, and it's a front wheel drive as well. This thing couldn't be more of a VW Golf if it tried. I mean, all it needs is a body, some bigger rear seats, and a VW badge. So that tells you this is basically like the lowest spec you can get in terms of engine and performance and all the rest of it, which is exactly what I was talking about. It's exactly what I would want in one of these cars. Do I want a turbocharged inline 5 engine that absolutely screams and howls? Absolutely, of course I do. I'm a full-on petrol head who lives, loves and breathes cars. But do I need that as my daily driver? Absolutely not. I've been driving some incredibly fast cars recently, thanks to my friends back at Motorland. And what I've learned is that however much fun they are, however amazing they are, however performant they aren't necessarily always more fun. That RS6 that I drove, for example, had a great time driving it. It was a proper experience, and what a serious car. In terms of fun factor, I wouldn't say I had more fun than when I'm just absolutely bashing around the roads in my Polo. And so what this car enables me to do, being a 1.8 instead of a ridiculous 4-litre twin turbo V8, is bash around in it. I can push it, I can floor it, I can be silly in it, I can have a good time. And honestly, outside of a few things like the looks, the aircon, the heated seats, and the virtual cockpit, this car drives just like my Polo. I've often commented on VW Group cars feeling very familiar, and often they very much do, and this one literally feels like my Polo, just slightly quicker, and I'm slightly lower to the ground, I guess. This will serve its purpose as a daily driver that looks a little bit nicer so that my wife is happy. So let's try and hit some of those other things then. So it matches the point around keeping my wife happy. We're good on that. When it comes to practicality, is it practical? Well, I mean, it's a TT. I mentioned pickup a little early in this video, and that was kind of on purpose because when you put those 2 rear seats down, that boot is massive. So good. In terms of practicality, the fact that those rear seats are unusable anyway, and I barely ever take more than myself anywhere or myself and my wife anywhere, this car's perfect from that perspective, right? I can go to play golf in it if I need to. I can do whatever. it does the job. It also manages around like 40 to 45 miles per gallon. So if I want to get somewhere and not spend a shed load on petrol, which I have to do in the Alpha, this is definitely going to be the right car for the job. Vehicle excise duty was £190 per year. Again, cheap as. And my insurance was about the same as the Polo, to be honest. I think it's about £400 all in, including my wife on the insurance as well. So that's with 2 drivers rather than 1. My Polo insurance is about the same, to be honest. I live in London, it's always going to be more expensive. We've also ticked that it's basically pretty slow. 6.7 to 60 isn't that quick at all. So slow car, fast vibes, we've still got that. And now we get to talk about some of the more juicy stuff. This car has a full Audi service history, which is excellent news. It's got about 58,000 miles on the clock as well, which is significantly less than all of my other cars. It's also significantly new, obviously being a 2017 plate. This is by far the newest car I've owned. Until this point, the newest car I had ever owned was my Skoda Fabia Estate, my first car, which is a 2004 plate. Going up to 2017, a significant jump. And other Audi TTs that are S-lines from 2017 with this engine, with this mileage, go for around the 13 to 14k region. That's like what they're listed for at least. Now, I knew the former owner of this car very, very, very well. I paid £0 for this car. Yes, very fortunately, my in-laws actually gave me and my wife this car. It ticked all the boxes, as I said, in terms of being that practical car that looks good, that isn't too quick or anything, that Emily can drive as well, that is cheap to run, etc, etc, etc. So by ticking all of those boxes, and by the pure grace and kindness and friendliness of my in-laws, I've got a free Audi TT as my new daily driver. Can't say no to that. What that means is that the budget for the 4C remains, the budget for the next house remains, the budget for now a GR Yaris remains, the budget to fix up the 156 remains, the Polo still exists, and I've got a free TT. Obviously, ultra fortunate. Huge thanks to my in-laws for giving me the car, very kind of them. Literally perfect to set me up for this video. I was actually planning on doing at some point a whole series of like, okay, well, these are things I need the car to be, and then going out and then buying it, etc. They've just fast-tracked that whole thing for me. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the new daily driver. There will be some more content, I'm sure, at some point, not immediately, but at some point when it comes down to actually refreshing the car, getting it looking clean and OEM plus and all the other things that I mentioned, then we will reconvene and chat about this car. But if you enjoyed the video, do hit like and subscribe for 2 videos every single week. Thanks for all the support on the videos. I do really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on the car in the comments down below.